Japan. Arigatou gozaimasu. Welcome here at Snowboard Golden City.
Gotta go a bit crazy.
I broke my teeth.
Welcome here in Andorra.
Ah, it's so hard to decide.
You was alright again!
Down to this. That's right. Hello, Juliette.
You can end up in a future.
Holy damn. What's up, Freeride World? Welcome to the Freeride World Tour for the 2020. First stop here in Hakuba, Japan. Hakuba Valley, Japan's largest connected snow resort. And here we are in Hapaone, the premier freeride terrain of that valley. My name is Nils Willmann, and I'm here to present the Freeride World Tour this year with Lorraine Huber, fresh in the commentary box after being the 2017 Freeride World Tour champion. How does it feel to be back, Lorraine?
Hey Neil, thank you for the intro. It feels great. I was missing the freeride family, and this gives me an opportunity to still travel with everyone, and I'm pretty excited about the new role.
Nice one. Yeah, you were saying it's your tribe, and you've come back to your tribe.
It is. It is my tribe. It's a really special bunch of people. You don't come across that very often.
That's right. There's a lot of strong energy floating around the Hakuba Valley this week as we get the comp underway and going here on Sunday. Only the second day of the weather window. Unusually for Japan, we have lots of sun and not that much snow. So interesting to see the change, and not only a change in the weather and snow, but a change in the venue as well.
That's right. We've got a completely new competition venue. It's called South Bowl. None of the riders have ridden this venue, which definitely levels the playing field. So I think it really benefits the rookies coming in, especially the ones from the States, who, of course, as you know, Neil, are used to doing a visual inspection. They inspect on snow. So I think it will be a good way to ease into this season for everybody.
Yeah, that's right. As you're saying, leveling the playing field, everyone having a visual inspection of a venue that none of them have skied before in competition. So face check day is the day that they do that, and likely we've also had good weather for them to have a good look at the face. Let's have a look at their thoughts about that day when they were having a look at the lines they're going to ski.
We are trying to find the best way that's going to fit our style of riding to come down. Got sunshine, it's pretty much perfect weather for scoping lines, so here we are.
First thing is to start looking at features and then link them together and then start to look at all the details.
Okay, so feedback from Paddy.
Pretty good last get down.
The face looks really good to me. I love this kind of terrain. I think we gotta play it smart and just flow down. I think flow is the right word for this comp.
So kicking off the snowboard men category for the Freeride World Tour 2020, Blake Hamm did the first run last year and might be doing one of the podiums again today. Here we have Davey Baird, another American, on the top three with Blake Hamm last year. Sammy Luebke slipping out for the first time since 2015 of the top three. But not only the Americans were dominant, the Frenchman Victor Delarue, following in his brother's footsteps, big brother Zev, taking the win on the Bec de Ross last year and the overall. First category of the day is the snowboard men kicking off the World Tour for 2020, just like they did in 2019 in Hakuba. Here's the start list. We've got 11 riders, usually 2 of them not starting today, unfortunately, but 9 very talented international snowboarders. Who's your pick today, Lorraine?
I mean, of course, Victor Delarue, reigning world champion. He's just come off from a win as well. He's going to be really confident and definitely a big favourite, I think, today.
Yeah, that's right. We've got other World Tour champions in the pack as well. Sammy Luebke in the top 3 from 2015 till 2018, but last year, 2019, not making the top 3 overall. So I think he'll be hungry to make a comeback as well. So Sammy Luebke, previous World Tour champion, hungry to regain his title, just dropping in on course now.
Yeah, 3 times world champion, back-to-back wins. That's just incredible.
See what he's got for us today.
Can you tight this one much more, that the gate will go like that? This one. Tight more, tight. Like that, right? Yes.
He is making his way down the ridge to drop in with a nose butter 3. What a way to get the season started off, Lorraine.
Yeah, it's he's so impressive to me, you know, to win a world championship 3 years back-to-back.
And another 360, really cool transfer. It's a little bit challenging snow, and Sammy just sending it.
That was so stylish. He's dealing so well with that top section because the snow's really firm up there.
Yeah, coming into a blind rollover now. You wouldn't be able to see anything coming into that section. You can see that snow is a little bit sun affected and potentially wind affected, but no problem for Sammy, just flying down, no hesitation and lots of speed.
Yes, 360 from Sammy, super controlled and some really nice turns in there.
Yeah, looks like he's hunting the right snow, getting the grabs, putting in another stylish indie there. Looking like he didn't expect the traverse track in that landing, though, catching him out and butt-checking a little bit down through the bottom, but surfing it out through the end of the venue and making it look all too easy. Hit that traverse track pretty hard, Lorraine. What do you think it's going to do to a score?
Yeah, that is, unfortunately, that will be damaging to his score. It was really fluid and good up until then, but the judges will obviously take that into consideration.
Yeah, that's right. Multiple tricks. 360s, grabs, finding the good snow, looking really smooth. What a way to open the 2020 Freeride World Tour season from Sammy Luebke, but not sure if it's going to be, well, I don't know. It could be on top of the podium, it could be on the podium, but if all of the other riders keep everything on their feet, then it'll be tough for Sammy to claim a top spot in the first competition here today.
You know, I really liked him hitting that lower feature. It almost looks like a spine you'd find in Alaska. I think he really used the terrain super well. And we already have a score coming in from Sammy at 66.67.
Yeah, that's exactly 2/3 of the way up the 0 to 100 score.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed with that, Neil.
Sammy's got high standards, previous World Tour champion, but we're already back up to the top for the next rider dropping in. Who we got, Lorraine?
We have Elias Elhardt. He's a wild card here. He is very well known for his film parts, and he's here to challenge himself on the tour, which I find really cool. From Germany, he came second both in Fieberbrunn and at the Extreme Verbier in 2018, and he is back for more.
Elias Elhardt on course right now. Coming out of the start gate and starting to make his way down the ridge. Lots of options in this venue today. There's different places the riders can drop, all accessed from this ridge. You'll see most of them traversing across, looking for the good snow, looking for the good features, making sure that they can find something that suits their style. And Elias looks like he's dropping it a little bit earlier than Sammy, not going quite as far down the ridge. Coming near over to Sammy now, a bit more traversing lower underneath the ridge, but chucking a 360 already as well.
Yeah, backside 360 from Elias there. I think that he is really probably going to enjoy this venue because it's playful. It's what he likes. He likes to play with the mountain as opposed to really scary, steep, technical lines that you just ski down. He's looking for hitting various features and putting in tricks for sure.
Fun creative stuff so far. I think that second year was the same as Sammy. Didn't go quite as big though, so the judges will be comparing that, but now he's sending it. Did he get a method on that one?
Yeah, that's what I think. It looked like it. He's back on that spine a little bit lower to where Sammy was. Lost a little bit of fluidity there. He's just dropping into that good snow.
Yeah, Sammy made that section really smooth and fast and easy, and it's incredibly good snowboarder. Of course, Elias is as well, but the judges will be comparing these guys riding similar lines. So I think that so far it's going to be interesting because similar lines, similar tricks, big 360 from Elias, and the difference is putting it to his feet where Sammy had a control issue. So really cool way to finish off the run from Elias there.
Yeah, and he followed it up with another air at the bottom, and wow, that 360 was just beautiful. Look at the transition he found there.
Yeah, chucking another little backside shifty air there as well. Wow, really smooth stuff from Elias. I feel like he didn't start off as hot as Sammy, but Sammy had that control issue at the bottom, and Elias chucking another extra air and 360.
Yeah, I do expect also the score to be better than Sammy's. Let's see. We have a score coming in of 77.67.
So
Elias Elhardt. I think he's going to be fairly happy with that.
I would be very happy with that if I was him. First run of the season, variable snow, some blind takeoffs. That bottom transfer 360 was a big favorite of mine. So creative and cool, really nailing the landing as well. That was a pinpoint snipe landing. You got to go just far enough to make the transition, find the good snow, not land on the rocks, and put everything to his feet, put him in first place for now. Got a next rider lining up in the start gate now, and we have Davey Baird out of Alaska.
That's right. Davey, I think, is going to be hungry for the win, Neil, because he was second overall in 2019, third overall in 2017 and 2018. He's going to want to have that top spot.
Very creative rider.
Yeah, and I also like how technical his lines are. He is from Alaska, so I think he's very used to skiing and riding spines. So maybe we're going to see that lower spine being hit by him too.
That's right. Out of the gate now and traversing down the ridge. I think he is just behind the ridge right now. A little bit of fog drifting across the venue, making it slightly difficult to see the very top. Cameramen making sure they can zoom in on Davey as he comes down the ridge. Just next to the cable now, coming into the slightly softer snow, which isn't right on the ridge, but coming back up onto the ridge similar to Sammy. I wonder if we'll see a nose butter from him as well.
Oh, he starts off with a bang.
Yeah, backside 360.
It's always so good if you can start your line with a trick like that.
Oh! Davey Baird going through a big backflip. Wow. This competition is already heating up.
Yeah.
We're only 3 riders in, and every single one has done multiple tricks. Coming through a horse clue shift now. You know what I mean.
Horseshoe is, he did that so well.
Boom, Davey Baird.
That feature is intimidating because it is thin. You know, the snowpack is very below average this year. Another hit from Davey. Gosh,
Yeah,
I like
really
his line
solid
choice,
stuff.
I have to say.
Yeah, it's cool. Different to Sammy and Elias. Putting in another solid shifty down the bottom just as he comes across the judging line now. How are you going to judge that, Lorraine? Lucky we're not judges today because it is going to be tough work.
That is going to be tough work, and obviously it will depend on what the other riders are doing. Line choice for me was amazing. There was always something happening. And we have the score coming in with 64.67 for Davey Baird, the Alaskan.
That's right, so just under Sammy Luebke. Davey and Sammy both having really amazing runs with multiple tricks and a great creative line choice, but both having control issues coming unstuck on the landings of a backflip for Davey and a 360 for Sammy, was it? Or was it just a big send onto those traverse tracks? So Victor Delarue on course now, the defending World Tour champion out of France, coming fresh off a win in the first 4-star of the season in La Rosière, France. Let's see what he's got for us here today on apparently similar snow to how France was.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing better that can happen to already start your season with a win. It's just so good for confidence, which is key in freeride competition.
Yeah, that's
Here
right.
he comes down the ridge.
First 4-star of the season, actually in New Zealand, but the first European 4-star of the season is the one that he has just won in La Rosière. Getting into the venue now. As I was saying, the snow a little bit wind affected up on that ridge, but Victor making light work of it.
He's coming in switch over the wind lip, 180. Oh,
Yeah, nice half cab from Victor there. Getting into the nicer, more wind and sun sheltered snow.
and you can really see on his, look at
Yeah,
that. It was
Victor.
perfect.
Perfect
Wow.
Becky. Same spot as Davey, going a little bit more cross hill, sniping that landing and just putting it straight to his feet, landing bolts.
Amazing control. Different approach now.
You're the
Going
only rider to
further
come back into
over.
the gully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty heavy compression on that landing too. Dealt with it like a champ. Like the champ that he is. Strong legs
What
and
else
core
has
on
he
this
got
one.
planned? Same as Elias. Oh,
Boom! Turning it into a double as
Amazing.
well. Such a
Wow.
smooth 3 there. Puts it straight to his feet again in the soft, steep snow, and then doubling out of it, just ollieing off the next roller to make it look all too easy for the defending World Tour champ. And I'm going to put it out there, Lorraine. I think that is going to be the top spot so far today.
yeah, I totally agree with you. So impressive. Such good control for the difficult conditions we have today, Neil.
Exactly.
The score is in 83.67. Clear winner right now.
Yeah, sitting comfortably in first place, and Victor Delarue can take a seat in the hot seat, as he has done so many times recently. I think that Hakuba last year was his only stop where he didn't podium. After that, 4 podiums in a row and the world title.
That's right. Last year, I believe that he crashed actually here in Hakuba.
Yeah, much better run this year. Jonathan Penfield just about to drop in on course. Our next competitor, the man out of Tahoe, now based in Whistler, and he has been waiting in that start gate for quite a while as we've been on weather hold on the course.
Yeah, that's right. That can be quite tough on an athlete if you're having to wait up in the start, just to manage those energy levels as well. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's right. Tough to stay in that zone that you get yourself so psyched up into. But Jonathan Penfield already on course now, taking a wee air off the ridge just about the cable, above the cable, to get himself started. Coming towards the first features now, and what's he got for us today?
Starting off his line with the first smaller air and airing of that ridge.
Putting it sideways, getting some spray right up in his face before setting up for a nice 3 off the same cliff
Yeah,
that Davey
backside
and
3.
Victor backflipped.
Finding some good snow in there.
Yeah, he's good at that. He's good at that. Shout out to Derek Foos for shouting out to Jonathan Penfield for always saying he finds the good snow in Whistler, Canada. Fast into this bottom section
Yeah.
from Penners.
That was super fluid into that section.
Looks like the visibility is maybe a little bit worse for Jonathan than it was for some of the other riders through that same section.
Grabbing on that air. Coming into the section now where Sammy Luebke had some issues in the landing. Taking another small air. Fluid.
solid and on his feet. Maybe feeling the effect of having stood in the start gate in the cold for such a long time. Big ups to Jonathan for keeping the mental game strong, keeping on his feet, making smart decisions.
For sure. I mean, he had good fluidity throughout.
Not the amplitude or as many tricks as the other riders, but still really impressive to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just had the score coming in for Jonathan Penfield with 62.43.
That's right, so just underneath both Sammy and Davey, I believe. It's interesting to compare it in that way because Sammy and Davey really went for it. They sent it, they crashed on their tricks, but Jonathan coming just underneath him, even though he stayed on his feet because he was riding a little bit more controlled, a little bit slower. I think it was actually smart from him to take that approach in this flat light and slightly difficult wading conditions. So next rider on course, Cody Bramwell, has also had a slight weather hold before dropping in. You can see the clouds are drifting in and out, causing a delay to the competition. One advantage of the fact that we have delayed broadcasters, you don't have to sit and wait through that, as we just have, and Cody Bramwell just has. But props to him for waiting in the start gate. Hope he's not too cold, hope he can keep his focus, hope the light doesn't get too flat, and he's coming down the ridge now, Lorraine.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Cody ride. I've heard amazing things about him. The Swede is meant to be very smooth. So let's see what he has in store for us.
Super talented young snowboarder out of Sweden, done quite well at the Swedish Big Mountain Championships, the Scandinavian Big Mountain Championships in Riksgränsen in Sweden. Coming into the top of the section now, lining up his first cliff and taking it cross-hill.
Yeah, I wonder if the visibility there was tricky for him, but he mastered it really well.
Yeah, the visibility is a little bit tough for me to see him actually. I wasn't sure if it was a shifty or a spin, but this was definitely a spin. Unfortunately, coming a little bit unstuck on landing, bit of a backseat hand drag coming out of that one. Still looking solid and smooth on his way down to the central part of the face, though, where I don't think anyone else has ridden so far today. And then another 360.
Another 360. He is enjoying this face. He seems to be really playful in his riding style.
That's right, Cody qualifying for the Freeride World Tour through the FWT last year.
Yes, hitting that same
the
air
piss
as
out of that one.
Elias and Victor, and getting the transition really well there.
Yeah, looks like he enjoyed that ride. Big ups to Cody. One slightly backseat landing, and apart from that, really smooth, controlled, fluid, and different run, going to a completely different part of the face.
Yeah, new part of the face, and like good on him. You know, as a rookie on the tour, it really is so different competing on the World Tour level or on the qualified level.
Big mind game.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Cody's score coming in with a 6th place with 60 points straight.
Tough gig for Cody, 6th out of 6 at the moment, sitting just below Jonathan Penfield. I'd say probably mainly due to that backseat landing where he put his hand down in the snow, higher up on the face. It's been a really high level today. Such good runs from all of the riders. Yep, every rider has tricked so far, I believe. Potentially even multiple tricks from every single rider. That's something that you have to do these days to be on the podium.
Next rider is Blake Hamm.
Blake Hamm opening up the comp last year. Huge backflip off the top hit in Hakuba in 2019.
Yeah, Blake also was 3rd overall in 2019. He's a confident rider. He now actually does have a few years on the tour under his belt, which will be useful for him today. Considering that they had to wait as well because of the weather hold, so it is a bit of a mental game.
Yeah, the experience strengthens the mental game, I believe, and Blake, relaxed guy, but can get in the zone and get really focused.
Oh, nice.
Starting off with a switch back one off the wind lip. Nice smooth way to start your competition season. Coming in hot into this one, though.
Yes, backside 360, and I really liked how well he did that speed check after the first feature, going into a backflip. With a bobble in the landing.
Yeah, washing out a little bit, getting a little bit backseat. Still putting it to his feet, though. It'll be interesting to see how that is penalized and compared to the other runs and other tricks and crashes. Yeah, so many tricks, so many airs.
It's like one after the other. That is going to be really popular with the judges. Now he's going into a new part of the face on the looker's left.
Yeah, look at him enjoying that good snow. Only one to go out here so far. Taking that one deep with a little bit of a flat landing and potentially unexpected hard snow.
I think so, Neil. I think it was firmer there than he was expecting.
Nice slashes on the shady, sheltered snow, though. Really enjoying the bottom of this venue, Blake.
finding some good snow there for sure.
Getting a little bit caught up in the bushy section at the bottom there. I'm not 100% whether that is above or below the judging line, but I think it was just above where the judging finishes those traverse tracks. Unofficially, in my opinion, Mark, about where the judging is completed. I'm not 100% sure on that. We might be able to see it reflected in a score, but the crash on the backflip higher up will probably hurt his chances for a top finish today anyway.
Yeah, and then, I mean, gosh, I loved his line selection. The score coming in now with a 7th place at 46.67.
That's right, so high level in the guys snowboarding today. Starting off with a bang, some of the early riders got to ride with a slightly bit of visibility, in my opinion, and although the conditions aren't significantly worse now, a little bit less visibility and a bit more time waiting in the start gate seems to have impacted on some of the later riders, maybe a bit cold.
Hard snow, just washed out a little bit.
Top section?
No, like more towards the bottom.
Next rider coming up, we have Masaki Mitsuhashi.
Masaki. The winner of the 3-star Freeride World qualifying wildcard here today. He's going to have a big fan base, don't you think, Neil? Cheering him on.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of locals, as you're saying, winning the 3-star and getting wildcard into this World Tour event.
Yeah, I can hear the cheering from here.
Yeah, I think he started off his run with a little air out of the gate as well. A little bit tough for us to see that exactly with a little bit of fog still hanging around, but I'm not sure if many riders have done that yet. So already cool and creative out of the start gate for the Japanese rider.
Yeah, he's just coming in now over the ridge. I believe he is riding switch. Yes, 360. Little bobble in that speed check.
Ooh, coming unstuck again, unfortunately.
Yes.
It looks like a bit of flat light in that area, spinning into the venue, as you were saying, and then landing in what looked like reasonable snow, but not the best visibility, and then coming quite quickly towards the next rollover. Probably a bit blind, and coming unstuck again, a bit of a butt check, but now back in the nice snow in the gully. As we're saying, this area is a bit more sheltered from the sun and the wind, so the snow is held up a bit better there and looks a bit more fun to be riding.
Yeah, and it's tough on a snowboard. You only have one edge compared to skis, of course, and that top section is quite wind buffed. Doing some nice turns through this section, definitely finding some better snow. What's he got in store for us?
Sasaki putting in a 180 there, I believe.
That's right.
And coming down to the bottom section, skipping this feature that has been hit by multiple other riders won't do good things for a score, unfortunately. If you see other riders making better use of the terrain, then it's usually pretty detrimental to the score of the next rider coming, and he is coming off a 3-star, competing against the best freeride snowboarders in the world, so pretty challenging stuff for the Japanese rider today. I don't think that's going to be a top score for us.
You know, I think there's probably a lot of pressure as well on him as a local rider. I can really imagine that he wants to do well, he wants to make, you know, his local community proud. And Masaki Mitsuhashi with a score of 40 straight.
I believe that is sitting in last place for now, unfortunately, for Masaki, the winner of the 3-star. So the last rider of the snowboard men category today, Nils Mindnich. I'm not sure if it's Mindnich or Mindnich. Anyway, he's just about to drop on course. He sounds like he's a European rider, but he's actually from the States. Has a brother named Hans, which makes him sound even more like a European family, but straight out of America, dropping in out of the start gate, popping in air already straight away and coming down the ridge towards his drop-in, going rider's right, I believe.
Yeah, another one of our rookies, so we're really curious to watching him ride.
That's right, I think he's a wild card, in fact. The World Tour rookie, maybe it was Blake Moller that qualified, but I think he got injured, so shout out to Blake, brother of Griffin Moller, also previously competing on the Freeride World Tour, and Nils Mindnich, the American young rookie, starting off, was that 180 off the ridge there?
Yeah, I believe it was a 360 actually off the ridge, coming in really hot there, but taking a lot of speed. Nice 360, amazing.
Really nice back three down the bottom
landing.
there.
Making that speed check look easy. Wow, he's got confidence.
Yeah, he's coming so hot into this bottom section, slashing that ridge, reminiscent of Sammy Luebke, the first rider and the last rider, putting down similar runs and spinning off that hit so smoothly.
Another backside 360, perfectly executed. Another small air with a grab. And he's enjoying the snow in there.
So quick too, taking that same bottom air as Jonathan Penfield, I believe, and stomping that landing, which looked quite flat, bit of a compression, but just smashing it.
That was control and aggression there. Wow, I'm impressed. What an amazing performance for the rookie.
What a way to start the competition season off. The first category is now complete, snowboard men, and I wonder if that'll bump someone off the podium. At the moment we have Victor De La Rue, Elias Elhardt and Sammy Luebke sitting in the top three. I wonder if we get up in there.
Here comes the score. Second place, Nils Mindnich, 78 points.
Well done. First ever Freeride World Tour competition and taking out a podium in potentially tricky and challenging conditions. Just made it look easy. Absolutely cruised down that face.
Yeah, and bumping Elias Elhardt down to third place with Victor De La Rue, reigning world champions, in first place.
Unstoppable right now. Victor De La Rue winning the World Tour last year with 4 straight podiums and now first in the first competition here in 2020.
Yeah, it was went pretty good. It was really tricky with the snow condition, especially in Japan. You expect deep snow, but we had no idea if it would be like hard pack or powder in some places. And yeah, just tried to go for a backflip on top. Hopefully this went super well, even though it was the second of my entire year doing a backflip. So stomped it perfect and then wanted to go to the rider's ride, but had to improvise my run because I couldn't reach it. It was too fast. So most part of my run was improvisation, but I had fun on the top.
Snowboard men kicking things off today. A little bit of variable light for them, unfortunately, but still sending it, especially the first few runs out of the gate. Big tricks, big stomps, couple of big crashes too.
Yeah, it's not easy if you have to wait at the start and can't start your line straight away, but they performed so well. And we have a first place, of course, with Victor De La Rue, reigning world champion. He really impressed. Coming in second place, Nils Mindnich, absolute rookie on the tour, so confident as if he's been riding on the tour for a long time. And in third place, wild card from Germany, Elias Elhardt.
That's right, 2 wild cards, just performing like veterans.
Yeah.
Thanks for the show, boys.
Thanks for the show.
And on to ski men. Leo Slemmet out of France, previous World Tour champion, coming back from a knee injury during the season last year and taking a top 3 place. Really impressive stuff from the Frenchman, who unfortunately won't be competing today due to retweaking that knee injury. Kristofer Turdell, though, out of Sweden, on the hunt for another World Tour title, taking the overall crown and the glory in 2018. He finished second last year with crazy runs like that one on the Bec de Ross. Marcus Eder, though, taking the top spot last year in 2019 after second in 2018. Unfortunately won't be competing today, but set the standard at his run in Hakuba last year. Ski guys, hard-hitting category coming hot at you real soon. We've got former Freeride World Tour champions, new faces, injury wildcards, lots of exciting things to see today, Lorraine.
Yeah, we have a lot of new faces, but also some riders who we're already familiar with coming off injury. Hopefully they'll be able to perform like they want to today and just, have fun in the process.
Yeah, that's right. We've got some film skiers coming back as well. People that haven't really competed in the Freeride World Tour before or even qualifiers, but such talented film skiers are stepping into the competition circuit now. I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. Craig Murray out in New Zealand, just about to kick off the male ski category for the 2020 World Tour here in Hakuba Valley, Hapo-One Ski Resort in Japan. Craig had an impressive season last year, winning the kicking horse stop, unfortunately hurting himself at the February stop and taking the rest of the season off. So I wonder how much fire he's got in his belly to get things started here today.
I think he's got a lot of fire. He actually focused on his studies over the summer, and he's going to be keen on getting back into competition. And here he comes.
Coming straight down the ridge. Now we can hear the cheers from here. Craig Murray coming hot into this first hit. No one else has hit that from the snowboard category, I don't believe, and turning it into a jump turn around the cable at the top of the venue and coming straight into a gnarly section, spinning a 3 off it, over it, into the variable snow, but shutting it down like it's no problem.
Such
Craig
a
Murray
perfect controlled landing.
on a heater right now.
Yes, airing into that A-frame shape feature.
Seeing a completely different line from any of the snowboarders. Craig Murray just selecting something completely out of the blue, even in slightly poor visibility. I think it's a little bit flat light, and he is charging down there.
Yeah, adding in a safety grab as well on that air. And here we go with that transfer. Oh, and he takes it really deep, and super nice landing there. He finds the good snow for the landing.
Yeah.
And he's down.
Well, that was a blistering run from
Yes.
Craig Murray. What a way to start the category. Craig, wow.
I just love the speed. Like, it's just so impressive, you know, especially knowing the snow conditions are what they are. They are variable. It is fast in that top section. And to just rip that way is always going to
Grab
impress
every
the
hit.
judges.
Score coming in now for Craig Murray, starting things off with 70 points.
70 points.
Pretty impressive run from the youngster, especially since the light looked a little bit flat.
Yeah.
Variable conditions today, both in terms of weather and snow, and it's really going to be a mental game as well as how strong your eyes are in terms of how you can handle it.
It always is a mental game, but like definitely the highlight of his run was that top 3. Like, it was just so well executed, and what impresses me is how controlled he was in the landing as well.
Didn't even see that as a feature. Kristofer Turdell out of Sweden, the 2018 Freeride World Tour champion, is our next rider on course. He was 2nd overall last year, and I believe he was 3rd overall in 2017. So top 3 overall all of the last 3 years in a row. Such a consistent rider.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him crash at a contest, and he's just so smooth. A true pleasure to watch. Riding for peak performance.
That's right. Peak performance rider out of Sweden. Not competing quite a long time, only doing NM, the Scandinavian Big Mountain Championship, winning that and then deciding to do the qualifiers, qualifying the first year he tried and on the World Tour ever since, sending airs like that.
Really nice 360. Landing it on his feet. Another nice air there. That was actually one of the biggest airs we've seen today.
But so smooth, he looks so effortless and easy that it just, you don't really realize how big it is and how fast he's going.
Yeah. I mean, another 3.
Oh, just holding it together.
Yeah, holding it together. He came onto one leg and was able to continue skiing.
Almost through pure determination not to crash, the turtle stays on his feet.
And this last hit, he's got lined up. Yes.
Nice, smooth. Not quite as big as Craig went on that same hit, but really smooth. Puts the grab in. No problems coming down to the finish line. Blistering run from Kristofer Turdell, the 2018 Freeride World Tour champion, especially those top ears. Super creative.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's exciting to see him doing more tricks, because he used to be that real typical big mountain rider, and to see him adding more tricks into the game is awesome.
Putting in the 3 almost at cost. Score coming in for Kristofer Turdell now, it is 70.67, so sitting first at the moment, but only just.
Tanner Hall from the USA, he doesn't need much of an introduction really, does he, Neil? He's an absolute legend of the ski world.
That's right, the ski boss, following on from Craig and Kristofer, a young gun, an established face, and one of the legends of the sport, the first 3 out of the gate in the guys ski category. Really interested what Tanner's going to make of this venue. It's a playful one, but the snow is variable, and he likes to ski soft, playful skis for nose butters and other tricks. So really stoked to see the ski boss dropping into the course. Right, meow.
He came 2nd in Hakuba last year. He does like playful venues though, so I think he might actually enjoy the the variety that this face offers him.
That's right. And switch one off the top, 360 to follow it up. Charging to this next hit with the flat 3 Japan, stomping the piss out of it.
A perfect landing. Oh no! He just got high-sided in the snow was a bit softer in that area, and he really fought to keep it on his feet, but just didn't manage.
Yeah, coming unstuck after getting a little bit wild on that rollover. I think it might have even been a little bit of avalanche debris or something there, a little bit of old wet slough. It looks like there's some inconsistent texture on the surface of the snow. You've got your binoculars out now,
I do.
Lorraine?
It just looks like he punched through, and it became softer in that area, and he was just going really fast, and also going across the fall line, which can be tricky because you can punch in with one ski and not with the other. He is okay. Of course he's going to be disappointed. But look, all you can do is do your best. He's just making his way down now to the finish line. Tannerhall, no score unfortunately since he lost a ski. He can be proud though. I mean, the riders are here to throw down. They're not playing it safe. And sometimes it is quite a fine line between crashing and winning, Neil.
Next rider on course, Tim Durtschi, another big name in the film industry. I feel like Tim Durtschi is the man who brought the doubles in the backcountry to the world. The first guy that could just double off anything. Made him famous in his parts with TGR Film Productions, and now he's turned his eyes to competition skiing, dropping in hot to this venue, Lorraine, charging down here.
Yes, super high speed. Amazing 360 there, and he's fighting to keep in control, which he is. Another air into the Lucas left part of the face, another 360 over that ridge.
Left side 360 as well. The one at the top was a right side 360. So spinning both ways already, showing off his freestyle background and his big mountain charging skills. So quick.
Moving so fast. He actually did have a bit of a backseat landing up higher, but it didn't seem to phase him at all as he continues his line, and that was a nice transfer.
Really nice grab. Held onto it for a long time, and he's already through the finish line. I think that must be one of the fastest runs of today.
Yeah, absolutely. That was lightning speed. He obviously does well also in non-powder conditions.
Yeah, it's super interesting to see powder pros coming off film part segments into the competition scene. We've seen different results coming from that, so cool to see that Tim can charge in any conditions.
We have Tim score in with a first place, 80 points straight. He has got to be happy with that.
That's right, sitting first for now after the first 4 riders. Craig Murray, Kristofer Turdell and Tanner Hall before him. In the 70s and a no score for the other 3 riders, so sitting pretty in the hot seat for now. We've got a lot of heavy hitters to come. That's only 4 riders out of 21 so far today, but first ever Freeride World Tour comp. I think that Tim Durtschi must be stoked.
Next rider, Karl Renvall from Switzerland. Karl failed to requalify in 2017, fought his way back through the qualifiers, which I have high respect for, and he is back on tour where he probably feels he belongs.
That's right, Karl Renvall, welcome back. The Sun God rider out of Verbier, Switzerland. 2 Swedish parents but born in Switzerland, speaks all of the languages and skis with all of the style. Let's see what he's got for us here today. After winning the qualifiers last year, he is back on tour and he is here to show us what he's got.
360 right off the bat.
Popping so high off that too.
And landing on the ridge again.
Cutting straight back into Craig Murray's ear.
Yes, taking it straight where Craig did a 3, but super high speed.
Yeah. Nice bottom turn, if you can call it so, with the surfing background to switch it up, slash it up, and come over into the A-frame ear. Find some nice snow too, it looks like, in there. Putting it sideways in the ridge. I love that style.
Yeah, for sure. He's got great style. That's what he's known for as well. Another 360.
That was the left side one. Was the one at the top or right side?
You're asking me questions, Neil, that I can't answer right now.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure either. But either way, this guy can spin both ways. Very talented freestyle skier. Got a lot of style that he's showing off right now. Coming in hot into this transfer at the bottom. Spinning a 3 off that first skier. That was definitely a right side 3. And no other skiers have spun off that, although 2 snowboarders did. So Karl Renvall showing why he's back on the World Tour. Such a smooth, flowing skier. And he's through the judging finish line now. Zooming out, taking in the whole venue and wondering what score that is going to get him. What do you think in comparison to the other riders?
I mean, his riding style is super playful. That bottom air is so popular. Of course, he did come up shorter than Craig did on a couple of the features, which I think the judges will definitely be looking at.
Glad I'm not a judge right now.
Yeah. We have Carl's score coming in with a second place, 73.67 points.
That's right, Carl sitting pretty up there, not quite managing to knock Tim Durtschi out of the hot seat, but still ahead of big heavy hitters like Craig, Tanner, and Kristofer. So be pretty happy with that for your first competition back on the Freeride World Tour after a couple of years break.
Next rider up, Neil, actually a fellow countryman of yours.
That's right, Blake Marshall. To an extent, I felt he almost kind of came out of nowhere. He was just really talented freestyle instructor out of Remarkables in Queenstown, and suddenly he was winning big deal freeride comps and qualifying for the World Tour in such a humble way that it almost seemed like he did it on accident. It's obviously not an accident. He's a very talented skier that's put a lot of work, effort, and focus into being here today, but somehow slipped under the radar and onto the big stage. I'm really excited to see what he's got in his first Freeride World Tour competition ever. Seemed pretty relaxed this morning when I was chatting to him about his line. He said, yeah, I'm going to keep it playful and fun. There you go, starting off with the right side 360.
Wow. What control after the landing there. That was just perfectly done. Coming into a feature that
another
we've only seen
360
another
as well.
rider do. Wow.
So impressive from Blake.
Such confidence.
Yeah, tail grabbing off that too, just putting all of the style and speed into this run. God damn, he's coming hot through here. Nice to find some good snow to shut it down. And another 360, tail grabbing off the wind lip, cutting across that feature like I haven't seen any other rider do, ski or snowboard, and shifting it out in the bottom section as well. Already through the finish line.
Wow, what style, what playfulness. That is a pleasure to watch. Gosh. And just linking one feature to the next in such a fluid way.
That was really well connected. I heard rumors he was going to do a lot of spinning, and he sure did. All right side threes from the Blake Marshall.
Score in first place with 84.67 for Blake Marshall.
Yeah, Blake, what a way to start off your Freeride World Tour career. And I call it a career because with runs like that, you're going to be sticking around here for a while. Just so smooth, so relaxed as well as fast. Just such a great style to show off on this venue. You know, it's playful and making the most of it, but still showing he's a super strong skier.
Absolutely. And just that fluidity and building in as many features as he did, showing a whole variety of styles. Amazing.
Already on to the next rider, and it is Reine Barkered out of Sweden, the 2012 World Tour champion, and probably, along with Drew Tabke and Jackie Passo, the most experienced head on the World Tour right now.
Yeah, Reine just loves competing. He loves it. He loves a challenge. He loves being with the Freeride family. He's an absolute strategist and master of finding awesome lines.
That's right. Reine taking a little bit of a tumble and a knock the other day and coming out with a ankle injury, I believe, a really minor one, because the way he's skiing right now, you wouldn't guess that he has any kind of injury.
Perfect.
With a backflip like that. Holy crap.
Amazing. Reine, he's been really working on that. He knows that he needs to up his game with tricks if he wants to stay on the tour, and he wants to stay on the tour.
Boom.
Another great air that we saw from Davey Baird earlier on.
The first skier to backflip and the first skier to hit the horseshoe cliff, we're calling it. Sending the transfer air as well.
Yes.
Reaching for the grab. Wow, I was really hoping someone would ski that line. For me, it was the most aesthetic one on the face, going lookers right to lookers left, flipping a side hit cliff, and then stomping the biggest air. So pleasing to watch. Reine Barkered, love his style. I don't believe him that he's injured. Maybe he was just psyching us all out.
It doesn't look like it. I just love how he's evolved as well. That is impressive, Reine.
The tricks getting learned later on.
He can be happy with that run. Reine Barkered, first place, 88.33.
Wow, Reine, he is going to be stoked with that. Jättebra gjort, min vän Reine.
Aymar Navarro, next rider up from Spain. Aymar is not only known for his contest runs, but really for his good film parts and for balls to the walls, massive lines.
That's right. His film project in South America, South Lines, is definitely one to watch if you like to see hard-charging freeride. He is typically a hard-charging freerider, but I'd usually say the same for Reine Barkered. And there's been a lot of chat about this being a freestyle-friendly venue, and Reine is currently winning, sitting in first place in the hot seat after his run that we just watched. So Aymar Navarro, also a hard-charging freerider. We'll see what he can make of this venue. Dropping in first air, super solid little muscle nugget that he is, coming towards the same hit as Kristofer Turdell, I believe.
Yes, and taking it further though by quite a bit. Really good with checking his speed, moving over to the lookers left there, also towards the horseshoe cliff.
Solid and fast, coming at it from a slightly different angle, I believe. Looking
he's
to
got
line
a
this
different
up off the
takeoff
nose.
plan.
Oh, come on, buddy. I'm pretty excited to see you send this.
Yes.
Get some. Aymar Navarro coming back across it, skiing through his own slough. That is going to make a banging photo as well as video footage, and coming out of it so hot into the transfer air.
Yeah.
Shutting the speed down a little bit just before the takeoff, keeping it smooth.
Maybe there's something else planned for us here before the judging line. Just enjoying those last turns back down. That was a very Aymar-like middle section for sure. He loves getting into the gnarly terrain.
Charging. Absolutely charging.
Score coming in for Aymar with a 4th place, 76.33 points.
Heavy hitting at the top there. I would say that the difference between Aymar's run and the others was the lack of a trick. Although Aymar's run was hard charging, in control and fluid, the lack of a trick looked like it's not going to be possible for him to podium, even with quite a lot of riders yet to come. He's sitting in 4th place right now. Yann Rausis dropping back into the Freeride World Tour after having to bail early with a knee injury last season, blowing his ACL just after the competition in Canada, I believe. Had a heater of a couple of runs and was sitting pretty near the top of the rankings. I'm not sure if his knee is 100% back to strength, but starting off with a nice grab to show that he's got the flexibility. Super psyched for him to be back on the tour.
No, Yann's actually been feeling quite strong, which is impressive because coming back from ACL does take a year around about, and he is well on his way, playing through that top section.
Yeah, putting a couple of stylish freestyle moves before this left 3, going for the tail grab.
Definitely finding some good snow over there, approaching that horseshoe area, but further to the lookers left of it, taking a small air into this steep section where the ridge is.
Aaron on down through there and making his way to the same cliff that Sammy Luebke hit, putting in a nice safety grab off that one, really tweaking it out.
Yeah, that was super controlled. And now probably heading towards... No.
Not the transfer cliff.
Not
Has been such a favourite of the rest of the riders. He's got something else lined up for us. Always been so creative as Yann.
That's right.
Nice one.
Ooh,
little bit of a flat landing and a back slap maybe, or at least a back seat landing.
It
but
was a bit backseat, I would say.
Getting creative.
Probably not wanting to... Yeah, exactly. He's definitely one that is good for finding lines and airs that other people don't necessarily see.
Yeah, I would say that was a bit of a safety run from him. I know he's capable of more.
Yeah. We have Yann's score coming in with an 8th place, 65.67 points. Yeah,
So sitting
I do
near
think
the
that
bottom end of people that have skied so far.
he
yeah.
did seem to be playing it safe. He might have been expecting the snow to be worse than it actually is, or maybe he is still wanting to just ease into the season after coming off such a big injury, Neil.
Yeah, that's right. I think he's still recovering that ACL, and if you are, then that's a smart way to ski.
Absolutely. We have Konstantin Ottner now coming in, dropping in from Germany. It's such a pleasure to see riders from Germany because there's not a whole big amount of them. So I'm sure he has a huge fan base back home. And he was meant to be on tour. Wow! That was cool already last year, but he was forced to do a year's break because of a shoulder injury and then a knee injury.
Yeah, Konstantin maybe not 100% recovered from that injury he was saying to me earlier, similar to Yann, but the way he's skiing right now makes
creative.
it look like he's doing pretty good. Konstantin, the master of the backflip, throwing one as we speak, but coming unstuck, punching through on the landing. Oh, that hurts me to see that.
What a bummer. Yeah, he basically just pitched forward.
Maybe landed in a bomb hole there, I think. Consti, such a good kid with the best attitude and the biggest smile out there.
Yeah, he also spent a lot of time skiing in New Zealand in his summers, which I'm sure has been hugely beneficial for his skiing. He is hitting that transfer air with a 360. Nicely done.
Greased onto the landing.
Good on him for continuing as well. That is not easy to do after a crash. That is impressive. Good on you, Konstantin. You've got a long career ahead of you, I'm sure.
Consti skiing hard. Big shout out to him and his parents, always traveling with him and supporting him.
That's
His
right.
knee's still recovering, but he'll be back in 100%. Hope so soon.
His score is in now with a 9th place, 50 points straight out.
That's right. Konstantin Ottner, the Peeps rider out of Germany. Peeps, of course, a safety sponsor for the Freeride World Tour. And Consti rocking the Avalanche airbag backpack from them. 50 points today, even though he crashed. It's pretty impressive stuff.
If he had have landed that backflip, he might have been up in the 70s for sure.
Yeah.
Judges will typically award 20 points for such a feature, especially with a trick. Next time, Consti. We have Ivan dropping in now from Russian, Ivan Malakhov, who also is coming off an ACL injury, Neil.
That's right. I think we have, in fact, 4 riders in a row today who are returning from injury. These first 3, Yann, Konstantin, and Ivan, coming back from blown knees. Great to have them back on the tour. Not sure if any of them are back to 100%. I know they're all capable of super sending, but Ivan, the super senderist, known for hitting the biggest, blindest cliffs as fast as he possibly can. I'm super stoked to see what he's going to do today because there are options for that.
Yeah, I wonder how he feels about the face because he typically loves to go big. Also, sharks don't seem to faze him much. Let's see what he has in store for us here.
The shark-proof Russian. Charging towards this top feature.
Yes.
Same as Aymar Navarro, stomping that one too.
Just cleared those rocks though. That, I'm glad, worked out well.
Yep.
Approaching the horseshoe cliff, which doesn't surprise me. That's his kind of terrain.
Not one bit.
Just slowing down a little bit there, scoping his takeoff.
Thinking about hitting from a different angle. All the other riders have dropped into the looker's left corner from that point. He's going a little bit further right, getting that slough going in the sun again. Like I said, going to be a banger photo. And just so strong, charging through that snow on the outrun, shutting down speed in the potentially variable snow like it's nothing. Back on the World Tour, Ivan Malakhov out of Russia and now Cormier.
Ooh, and ending now with a last feature. No, sorry, that is, as far as we can see, he's already beyond the judging line there, Neil.
I believe that is the judging line, yes.
Yeah.
And Ivan coming to a stop. So hopefully that is past the judging line, because if he has accidentally stopped in a place that is still in the judging area, it's not going to be good for his score. We're pretty sure, though, that he has finished his line for today. Welcome back to the World Tour, Ivan Malakhov. Score coming in now for Ivan Malakhov, his first run back on the Freeride World Tour after blowing his knee last year. Year before, actually, he missed the whole last season, 67.33 today. So coming in mid-pack, I would say.
Yeah, putting him in 8th place, actually, Neil. I'm thinking that horseshoe feature might have hurt him a little bit because he slowed down maybe more than the judges felt he should have at the takeoff.
Yeah, Davey Baird setting the bar high with how much speed he took into that feature, and the first one to go there too.
Yeah, and the judges see that too and have that, of course, also in the back of their mind. We are starting now with Drew Tabke. What a legend as well. Gosh, Tabbers as we like to call him. One of the most playful, creative riders that I just love to watch on tour.
The original playful, creative rider, starting off with some playful creativity. Like you're saying, one of the most experienced heads on the tour, the American counterpart to Reine Barkered. I love his style in the air.
I know, he just... Yeah.
As soon as he gets in the air, he just seems more comfortable. He holds his hands in a relaxed way and does massive backflips like that.
Drew.
Similar to Reine too.
What a perfect and beautiful backflip. So confident in the air. Coming into the horseshoe feature again. Let's see how he deals with this clearly convex terrain where you're just not sure, have I got the angle right? You want to get it right, that's for sure. Yes.
Taking the same line as Ivan Malakhov, the rider just before him, and skiing the looker's right chute rather than the looker's left one, which the earlier riders all hit. Maybe
nice,
a bit more confusing
taking
with some
that
of the tracks, but
taking that bigger than anyone before him, and another nice air. He's like the eagle.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say with his arms. He looks like an eagle. He flies.
He does.
He takes off and he floats.
Nice, Drew. Yeah, he loves these kind of playful venues. He doesn't necessarily want to shred super technical, consequential terrain because you can clearly see how much he loves getting in the air and just playing with features like that.
That's right. He can shred the technical Gnar, but playful look is right to look is left, linking of the features. Suiting Drew today. Score coming in now for Drew Tabke.
Place with 89.67 points, just edging out Reine.
The 2013 Freeride World Tour champion Drew Tabke just edging out the 2012 Freeride World Tour champion Reine Barkered for the hot seat right now. Cool to see that the experienced heads have still got the strength in their legs to show the young guys how it is done. They have done such a masterclass here today.
Wow. Impressive.
Yu Sasaki, the next rider dropping in straight out of Japan, but based in Revelstoke. And if you do not follow him on Instagram, you should, because holy damn, the hucks he has been sending early season in Revelstoke have been ginormous. Not afraid to send tricks as well. Also a good freestyler. Yu is dropping in on course right now. The peak performance rider and the local hero getting a lot of cheers.
Yeah, what a great way to be able to prepare for the competition season as well, because often we started competing and throwing our first big cliffs at the comp because of low tide seasons. Where is he going to come out?
All the way, look, is
all
left.
The way to the, yeah. What has he got in store for us?
Something new, something fresh. No riders, skier or snowboard have been here so far. So what's you planning? A big backflip to start things off.
Backflip with a perfect landing. Oof.
Bit of local knowledge maybe, knowing that hit was there. Suited him super well.
Oh, he's flying. Oh, gosh.
Taking it deep, but a little bit of a backseat landing.
Yeah.
Finding the fresh snow too. Yu Sasaki, creative line. We haven't seen a single person go this far out. But coming back into the main part of the venue now. Surfing the ridge down to that same hit we saw Sammy Luebke pioneer, putting in a nice grab, stomping it. I think it's getting a bit bombed out in there now, Lorraine.
Yeah, he dealt with that really well. No problem there at all.
Grabbing that one too.
Another nice grab there. Yeah, interesting line choice and
tweaking those safeties.
Taking one more little grab as well before the judging line there. Yeah, I wonder how the judges are going to award that. It's not as much of a full line.
That's right. He lost a lot of verticals reversing out there.
On the other hand, judges like seeing creativity. They like seeing new aspects of this face being used.
Yeah, the old subjective.
Scores coming in for Yu Sasaki, 11th place with 63 points. I believe that's maybe also a reflection of some of the control issues we had in the landings. Nothing major, Neil. Nothing major, but
I think
with
that
this kind of level,
a line like that, you need to be skiing it perfectly. He's not going quite as big as the other riders, and although he was skiing fast, it was in less technical terrain. So you coming at 63, sitting bottom of the pack right now. Good to have him back, though.
Yeah. Next rider coming up, Andrew Pollard from the USA, Rookie of the Year with his sister last year, dropping in now.
Andrew Pollard, also a very creative skier. Love watching this guy find transitions anywhere on the mountain. And just coming off hot from the top. Holy damn, no one else has even looked at that cliff.
Brand new air and beautiful landing. Coming into that chute, transitioning over to where we've seen a couple of the other riders already hitting.
That's right.
Skiing another new chute, opening it up.
Yeah, Andrew, nice grab off that too. I think he actually went for the mute, not so often seen on skis these days without a spin, but just linking all these features.
But that was super technical. Did you see how he had to straight away do a turn to his skier's left after that huge air?
Hard right foot down into the next hit and coming in hot into this guy. Loves the transfer airs. The styly skier out of Alta holding onto the grabs basically until his skis touch the ground.
I love that. I love seeing riders linking turns well and also controlling speed so well. That was cool because also he had the landing, straight away turn to the skis left, then that ridge. If you're not on top of your skis perfectly, there's no way you're going to be able to do that.
Such good flowy technique from the American.
Nice.
Score coming in now for Andrew Pollard, sitting in third. What a way to start the season. We're only 2/3 of the way through the ski guys category, but a third at this point. Looking at a top 5, top 10 absolute worst. Andrew Pollard linking everything together so smoothly to put him in the top 3 for now.
86 points for Andrew.
Hank Billis, straight out of Wanaka, New Zealand. I'm so excited to see him ski. Qualified for the World Tour 2 seasons ago. Another guy that missed out due to health issues last year, and now he's here. He's here in the World Tour family, and we're stoked to have him join us. He is just the most stoked little bunch of nuggety muscle that you're going to meet. Good surfer as well as a good skier, and a just general nice guy, stoked for everything all the time, and just loves to send.
Oh yeah, Mute grabbing that, looking so stylish. Really confident.
Hank's brother Finn also competing on the world stage in slopestyle and halfpipe. Front flip off the ridge. Hank Billis loving it. Sending this one as well. Hank known to front through the finish gate, and this transfer air! Holy crap! Hank Billis, what the hell was that? Backing it up with a 360. This is bananas. This is absolute madness from the young Kiwi. This guy storming back onto the World Tour after taking a year off, showing why he's here. Just stay on your feet, buddy. This is a podium run. I'm calling it right now. That was unbelievable.
That takes so much confidence and also creativity to see that that's even possible, right? And then you got to just go for it.
To see that it's possible, take enough speed, land on the tranny, and make that compulsory turn. You're just talking about technique that you have to have.
Yes.
He landed straight into a turn to avoid exposure, and see the next turn that he came out of there.
Yeah.
His skis were juddering, the snow wasn't even that good. Oh my good Lord, Hank Billis.
Welcome to the tour, Hank. Amazing.
Score coming in now for Hank Billis, second place with 88.67 points, just between the 2012 and 2013 Freeride World Tour champions. Drew Tabke and Reine Barkered right up there with the young Kiwi Hank Billis. Shout out to his mum and dad following him, traveling with him on this tour. Pete and Emma Billis must be proud of their son right now.
Carl Renier, riding for Peak Performance from Sweden, is in the start gate, Neil.
Carl Regnier Eriksson, the Swedish skier out of Åre, as you were saying, skiing for Peak Performance, having a really impressive rookie season last year, coming into a different line straight under the start gate.
Interesting to see. He's opting for a complete full line section under the start gate with a huge 360 over that ridge. That was massive.
The transfer is just starting to go off. Hank and now Carl showing things that are possible. I didn't even see his features. The amount of speed that he needs to do that, and putting a trick in, coming out hot down the bottom here too now.
And again, like, to control the speed after coming out so fast there. It's impressive.
Really impressive. And back flipping the transfer air. Wow, such a hard trick to do because you're landing cross hill. Looked like he landed a little bit back seat maybe.
He over-rotated a little bit. Nothing too dramatic, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see how the judges score that, but wow. Full of confidence.
Full of confidence, all right.
Especially after his huge crash that he had at the Extreme Riviera, his last contest.
Yeah, his last comp, tomahawking all the way down this week. Flying all the way down, 2 big tricks.
So Carl Renier Eriksson's score coming in with 85.00 for the Swede.
Next rider dropping in out of the start gate, following the Peak Performance rider Carl Renier Eriksson. It is a new rookie, Jack Nichols. He is the older brother of the younger Kevin Nichols. They've also qualified for the Freeride World Tour this year. Last year with Isaac Freeland taking out the Americas and putting in a nice big spread eagle to get things started off, showing he's here to have a good time.
That's definitely a very popular way to start the runs for today. Another nice grab there over the ridge. Approaching his next feature.
Probably going to see a trick, and it's a flat 3. Oh no.
Gosh, he just... on landing, it looks like his skis just opened.
I think he might have landed in a bomb hole. Certainly exploded forward anyway.
I don't think he landed in a bomb hole.
Going for a bit of a ride now. Unfortunately, hopefully that stops. Not
hopefully he's
moving
okay.
yet. He's got a ski above him and a ski below him. Really hope that he's able to.
He's moving. I think it looks like he's okay. He must be gutted, obviously.
So, looking at a no score for the first run for Jack Nicholls today.
Next rider up, Kevin Nicholls, Jack's brother, also rookie on the competition today. They travelled in a van together, and he might have seen his younger brother crashing, so that can't be easy as you're about to drop into a competition phase, but hopefully he won't lose focus. Here he goes.
That's right, Kevin Nicholls qualifying with his brother. I believe Jack's his older brother, in fact, so younger brother following older brother, and younger brother being the one winning the American qualifying series, actually.
That's right, qualifying first for the Freeride World Tour. Starting it off with a really nice grab. Entering the face now. Finding another nice air that he's muting, grabbing on. Coming over this feature that we've seen before and flipping.
What was that? A backflip off the Aymar Navarro and Kristofer Turdell cliff, making his way over to his brother. I don't think he's going to stop and have a chat, maybe give him a high five on the way past. Sending it in his first run.
Absolutely sending it. He did come backseat in the landing, but was able to hold it together, keeping his skis straight down the fall line. Threeing off a new feature we haven't seen yet.
Nice one. Well spotted and found. That's a creative feature to hit, coming back across the hill and slightly intentionally under-rotating the three to land straight in the fall line. Putting this one to his feet as well with a nice high safety off the transfer area at the bottom. Charging run from Kevin.
And that feature, I believe, is the one we also saw Reine Barkered do that perfect backflip on.
No, I don't think it was. I think the Reine backflip was on the cliff that Jack just crashed, and this was the one that Aymar Navarro and Kristofer Turdell hit. Score coming in now for Kevin Nicholls, the rookie, 64.33, sitting in 14th at the moment, which I'd say is probably mainly due to the control issue on the landing of that backflip. When he landed that backflip, I think he backslapped, or at least was quite far in the back seat.
Yeah, he
and,
was.
Coming out kind of hot, looking a little bit out of control. Super sick run, though. Really impressive from the rookie. Multiple tricks and big cliffs, but a little bit of control issue costing him a few points today. Isaac Freeland. Not only did the three young Americans all qualify for the Freeride World Tour through the qualifying series last year, they're all friends, and they... Isaac Freeland on course now. Isaac and Kevin, I believe, tied for fourth and didn't qualify, not last year but the year before. So getting the chance now, and Isaac on course making silky work of that top section.
Yeah, Isaac is known as a backcountry freestyle specialist, so we are very excited to see him on tour this year. And he goes huge on an air no one has sent yet.
Sending it like a big mountain charger instead of a backcountry freestyle specialist so far. Named as New Schoolers' favorite when the news came out that he had qualified for the Freeride World Tour. He is looking silky smooth on this
Really
middle
good 360,
section.
linking up the features so nicely. Such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, you were saying you like watching four-line skiing, and this has been it from Isaac Freeland so far.
Nice. Another good transfer with a grab there, and already down past the judging line.
Yeah, that was almost over too quickly to appreciate. Isaac Freeland starting straight out of the starting gate.
Isaac.
Makes the run a bit more fluid to go forward from the start gate, right? None of this traversing on the ridge. I mean, there's some features you've got to traverse to get to, but you really like that quick, fluid style.
We have Isaac Freeland's score coming in now with 85.67 points, which places him in 5th at the moment.
Super impressive stuff from the American rookie.
Another rookie on tour, Tao Kreibich from Vorarlberg, Austria. Super stoked on skiing, super motivated, based in Innsbruck where there's a great freeride scene. And he placed 3rd last year on the Freeride World Qualifier overall ranking and qualified for the tour. And here comes his first Freeride World Tour run, which he must be very excited about.
That's right, Tao so focused on qualifying for the tour and squeaking through on the last competition So stoked to be here, smiles all the time, riding for peaks. Oh, big backflip as well, stomping that.
Stomping that. No issues there at all from Tao. And the run in there is also quite bumpy. But he just went over it without any issues at all, coming into this really nice zone with good snow.
Crushing it, headbanging that landing because he stomps so hard. Riding for peak performance and peeps. Two of the sponsors of the Freeride World Tour. This guy has got a future ahead of him with 360 like that. Oh, no, Tao.
Oh, no.
Killing it until that 360 landed a little bit too cross hill and ended up side hilling into a rock. I'm not sure if he actually hit that rock. It looked pretty close.
Yeah.
Glad he's okay, but he is going to be gutted. That was such a killer run.
Oh no, yeah, for that to happen at the end of such a good run is obviously disappointing. Worse is if you crash at the very top. Look, hopefully Tao, you'll realise how good it was up until then. You'll get your next chance coming up really soon here in Kicking Horse. But yeah, absolutely understandable that he'll be disappointed with that. Too bad Tao, but you know, chin up. Don't worry too much about it. You'll get your next chance soon. He is in with 57.33 points in 17th place at the moment.
Tom Pfeiffer, coming out of Whistler, Canada, former student of Derek Foos, the Whistler Freeride Club boss man. Tom coming third here last year, sharing a podium with Tanner Hall and Marcus Eder, so hungry for more of the same. With a big air off the top there, you can see he went bigger than that last track and skiing so fast and controlled, slashing that variable snow, making it look like it's powder with the spray, but I can tell you that it's not. It's pretty firm underneath, but taking this one deep too.
And that landing is not particularly steep. It is just quite flat actually, and he made it look easy.
Strong legs and a strong core. This guy must have been working out during summer to land big airs that easily.
That's interesting. He's linking up his line now to the horseshoe, which is a creative approach, not losing any time in that section.
Getting a little bit wild through that air?
Yeah, he just kind of spread his legs a little bit, but all good. Controlled landing on top of his skis. Oh, and that transfer air was great. He took it higher than everyone else. Nice. He really went he sailed over that. That was really interesting.
Yeah, far lookers right to far lookers left of the venue. You really linked those features together well in a way that I didn't really know you could do.
You know, his run in Hakuba last year when he placed third was also really creative. I know that he surprised a lot of people, almost coming out from nowhere, and you can see his creativity in this line too.
Score coming in now for Tom Pfeiffer. 10th place with a 75.33. The last rider of the ski guys today. The top 13 overall after the first 4 competitions will go through to Verbier, so not a bad start at all for Tom.
We have Drew Tabke. He held on to his first place. Hank Billis in second place. Reine Barkered in third place. There's our podium.
Wow, there you go. I called it the Kiwis and the Swedes would do good on the snow.
Yeah, man, I cannot believe it. Just won the event in Japan. It's been since 2016 since I won an event, and that was in Andorra. 35 years old, and honestly didn't know if I could beat these young kids, so it feels pretty amazing.
What a show from the ski guys.
Amazing.
Holy wow, Lorraine.
Holy wow.
Holy damn wow. I don't even have words to describe what I just saw.
You must be proud, actually. Proud countryman. Hank Billis coming in second place, but not before Drew Tabke, who won today from the States. And third place, Reine Barkered. Who would have thought? For me, a bit surprising. Given the venue is so playful here, he just, threw it down.
On a freestyle-friendly venue in Japan while he's slightly injured. 2012 World Champion rounds out the podium. 2013 World Tour Champion in first, and a fresh rookie with his first ever run on the World Tour, throwing the crazy transfer to take second.
But let's also not forget, fourth place, Andrew Pollard. Fifth place, Isaac Freeland, also complete rookie on tour. Well done, boys.
Big show from the guys today. snowboard women category, I feel like we saw a real increase in the level last year. Manuela Mandel, the world champion from the year before, throwing down some big runs, taking a couple of heavy crashes, but really pushing the limits of herself and the women's category. Third spot overall last year, unfortunately injured and not competing this year, and the same with Anna Orlova. Both of these injuries have put them out of the first stop and maybe more. Hopefully we'll see them back soon, because impressive runs like this one from Anna last year in Hakuba really set the standard for what's to come. Marianne Arti was the overall winner last year so convincingly. 4 first places out of 5 to give her a perfect score of 10,000 points and the overall title, as well as an amazing win on Bec de Ross.
The Freeride World Tour recently announced equal prize money across all categories. Really awesome news for us, Neil.
Yeah, super progressive. I like that. It's showing that no matter if you're a guy or a girl, a skier or a snowboarder, you can perform, achieve, and be rewarded at the same level.
That's right, and we're hoping that there'll be more female competitors coming into the sport.
That's right.
I think mainly it's because it's a good thing. I think it's hard to see some prize money cut for maybe the men and
it's really a good news for all the girls. It's just not about money, it's about the message behind that and the respect about what we do.
We could have done it years ago, so I'm glad we finally took the decision to do it this year. Better late than never.
Stacked field here today in the women's snowboarding for the first stop of the Freeride World Tour 2020. Defending World Tour champ Marianne Arti is here, but unfortunately second and third, Manuela Mandel and Anna Orlova, are not present today due to injuries. So big love, girls, and hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I hope to see you back soon. And the other interesting thing about the field is that we have a lot of different nationalities and a lot of new faces now. So we're really looking forward to seeing what the girls are going to show us today.
Yeah, show coming up.
Next up, Sayaka Kato, an awesome local rider here based in Hakuba, Japan. She won the 3-star Freeride World Qualifier, earning herself a wildcard, Neil.
That's right. Not originally from here, I don't believe, but moved here to just south of Hakuba Valley, and now riding at Hapo Oni Ski Resort in her first Freeride World Tour competition ever after winning the 3-star Freeride World Tour Qualifier here event last week.
And she's dropping in, working her way down the ridge. Getting some cheers from the crowd. We can hear it from here.
Good local support around here for the Japanese riders.
Yeah.
The drone following her down the ridge.
It's a huge deal for them to be able to represent their local community or their country.
And beautiful weather as well. Not sure how often it's this sunny for this long in Japan, so making the most of it. Sayaka dropping into the venue now. Lookers left, riders right of the venue, and getting into some of the better snow.
Yeah, she found some nice turns there. Airing off that rock.
Stomping her way down through that, looking really solid.
Absolutely.
Like the way she's surfing out those turns as well. Strong on the back foot. I guess get a strong back leg as being a snowboarder in Japan, especially when it snows this much, you know. Spending a lot of time getting that thigh muscle pumped.
Yeah, she's opted to move over there to get some better snow conditions, likely. Coming into this open area. Another nice turn.
Not leaving a lot of tracks there, though. I think that's part of the venue. It's a little bit more affected by the sun and the wind. So, as we were saying earlier, you got to be careful. The snow conditions are a bit variable, and Sayaka dealing with it so far so well.
Yeah, we might see another feature from her here in the bottom section.
There you go.
There we go with the tail grab.
Sorry, mate.
Smooth work of the venue from Sayaka.
Yeah, absolute control, fluidity.
Getting things started for the female snowboard category. The local rider, or almost local rider, from just south of Hakuba, out of Japan.
Sayaka Kato with 50 points in first place, of course, at the moment, having opened the snowboard women's field. And now we are just about ready to see Erika Vikander from the USA She's actually, next to Marion, the most experienced rider in the field now, with 2 years under her belt on the Freeride World Tour, and also placing second here in Hakuba in 18.
That's right. Rookie of the Year in 2018, Erika Vikander is back on the World Tour. 4th last year, but 2nd and 3rd, Manu Mandl and Anna Orlova are both out with injury at the moment, so the second most experienced head on the tour right now.
Taking that top air that we've seen so many of the skier men doing, which is great to start off your line with a bang like that. And now moving into a much steeper section of the face.
Yeah, she put a indie grab in there as well, and I don't think a lot of the guys skiers were grabbing that, so cool to see. But freestyle creativity from Erika.
The snow's looking quite decent in there. Now she's definitely in a more wind-affected area, but she has no problems at all. Lining up in air.
Putting that straight to her feet as well,
Absolutely.
so 2 features already.
Good control from Erika.
Slashing that soft snow. I think that might even be starting to get a bit springy, you know, a bit softer from the sun effect, so smart riding from the American.
I'm glad to see that the weather is holding up to provide all the riders with good visibility. That's excellent. Now coming into the bottom section.
Milking those turns, coming towards the transfer, yeah. Erika looking to get back up onto the ridge, putting another wee grab in. And Erin back into the main feature, main face. Come down towards the judges' finish line now. Remember last year, Derek Foos was saying one of her ambitions was to wear a cat. And everyone was like, what the hell are you talking about, Derek? Wearing a cat, was that a metaphor for something? He was like, no, she just told us to be less PG when we're commentating.
Score coming in for Erika Vikander, 65 points from the American.
That's right, riding a similar line, but with a couple more airs, a couple more grabs, putting her in first place out of the 2 that have ridden so far.
Michaela Davis-Meehan, next rider up from Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
That's right.
Nice one, Michaela.
Got someone from your home country now.
She's not our first Aussie on tour, actually. She's our second behind Amber Shucker, who we also had in the snowboard women's field. And how awesome that someone coming from a country like Australia qualifies for the Freeride World Tour.
Yeah, super impressive. They only take one female snowboarder from Eurasia, and this year it is Michaela. Super friendly Aussie. Pleasure to have her around. Traveling with her parents as well.
Yeah, she has a brother here, her mum and dad. Amazing to have that support, especially at your first Freeride World Tour event. It's a big deal. Coming into a nice feature there.
That's right, getting the snowboard off the ground.
In total control in the landing. Approaching the next feature.
Yeah, the same one as Hank Billis up the top there.
Taking a little bit on the side, linking up to another air.
3 airs already. From Michaela Davis-Meehan, lining up another one. No one hit this one yet. She's going to put a fresh track in it. Another spray turn out the bottom there. I think that snow is a little bit better where she's just riding down there. Not leaving so much of a track, but it's a little bit more sheltered from the wind and the sun, so a little bit more predictable. I think it's a bit softer, but I think it might have changed since I foreran it a few days ago.
I like her line choice in that section. There was always something going on.
Linking features together well.
Yeah, that's key.
Riding fast out the bottom too here.
Another little air there. And about to pass the judges' line. She's out of our view now.
Yeah, floating around. It was probably a little air. She made it look like a lot of fun. How do you think that's going to compare to Erika's score? I mean, Erika had maybe more grabs, but I think that Michaela had more features, more airtime.
Yeah, what I really liked about her run is that she linked the features up super nicely. I would say that could do even better than Erika's line.
See, they'll both be up there. Score coming in now for Michaela Davis-Meehan in her first World Tour competition. She is sitting in first place right now. She can take a seat in the hot seat with 68.67 points. The Australian on top right now.
Nice
one of your home
Michaela.
countries, right?
That's right. One of my home countries. Half Aussie I am, as you can hear as well, Neil.
Marianne, our team, the defending World Tour champion, double defending champion.
That's right. Double world champ. Third in Hakuba here last year. She is the most experienced rider on the field, coming from a freestyle background, but having transferred into freeriding now a number of years ago.
That's right, former World Cup slopestyle rider Marianne, winning last year with a bang, perfect 10,000 points, 4 wins out of the 4 competitions that count, out of the 5 that count. Performed if the athlete qualifies for Verbier, winning in Verbier with a really impressive one, even though she'd already locked up the women's snowboarding Freeride World Tour title.
And Marianne just focuses on improving her own level, on learning and growing. It's not like she doesn't know what else to aim for after becoming double world champion. It's not even actually that important. She just wants to improve as a rider and have fun.
Nice indie grab off that feature there. Was that a switch one off the top as well?
Yeah, I believe it was actually, Neil, and that was super nice. And now she's found some really good snow on that flat ridge. Coming into an area we've seen a lot of the men enter.
Yeah, I think the only woman snowboarder to go left side of the horseshoe here so far. Look is left, right is right.
Yeah, playing along that ridge, really using the terrain, which is nice to see.
Nice, going for the grab off that air as well.
Yeah.
Ah, that snow looks super good. Putting another grab there too. Going indie to suitcase method, I believe. Mixing up the grabs. Something to keep in mind when you're riding. It's difficult when you're focusing on so many things during a free ride run to make sure you're doing different grabs.
Marianne's
doing
done
a good job of that.
Yeah, she's done an amazing job of really picking out the best snow in the face. And she's clearly enjoying it.
Yeah, for sure. Marianne, the only one in the top 3 from last year competing today, with injuries to Anna Orlova and Manuel Mandel. Looking at another champ here. It was a solid run, probably slightly more challenging part of the venue that she's chosen. Multiple different grabs, finding the good snow. I think we could be looking at a top place run so far.
And we have her score coming in now. You are right, Neil. First place at the moment with 74 points. Nice one, Marianne.
Back up and over a win and a win on the Big Ross last year.
Our second rider on the Freeride World Tour, Nuria Castan-Baron from Spain. Here as a wild card, stepping in for our unfortunately injured riders, Neil.
That's right. Winning the FWT, I believe, at the moment. She's been competing on that for a few years and coming close to qualifying. The injuries to Manu Mandel and Anna Orlova have opened up the door for her to get her first wild card onto the Freeride World Tour. Was about to qualify anyway, and it's a pleasure to have her here in Japan. Hakuba on ski resort.
Well deserved. Well deserved. We're excited to see some action from the Spanish snowboarder.
That's right. Aymar Navarro and Nuria Castan-Baron representing for Spain.
And they have some amazing terrain there as well. She took that really nicely, that top cliff, coming into her next feature now.
Really solid in that first landing. Getting into the steeper terrain too, not afraid to get into the Ghana. And cutting across into the fall line through that one. Really solid from Nuria.
Yeah.
The rookie showing why she's been wildcarded on and why she was winning the FWT. Super impressive stuff from the young Spaniard.
Really interesting feature that she chose there. That's unfortunate.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, that's a shame. It's the landing there is a couloir to land in. It's a little bit of a short transition there, and it unfortunately caused her to crash there.
Really short transition. She just overshot it.
Yeah.
Making her tumble a couple of times, which is going to be pretty bad for her score, which is super unfortunate because before that, I think she was looking at a pretty up there run.
Yeah, I really like that line that she chose through the rocks. And actually, we saw one of the ski men also having issues there in that section.
Yeah, that's right. I think that rollover is kind of non-consistent angle. So if you take an air in that direction, you really need to be able to suck up that takeoff and absorb the poppiness of the fact that if you land in the same direction, you're going cross-hill into another ridge.
Yeah, too bad, Nuria. Well done. Thanks anyway for putting on a good show, and you'll get your next chance really soon in Golden Kicking Horse BC.
Yeah, what a way to open it up for the first competition.
Score coming in now with 30 points for the Spanish snowboarder, putting her in 5th place at the moment. Michelle Locke from Canada, back in the Freeride World Tour Stargate, Neil. We actually competed together in 2016, and she re-qualified now earning her spot back in the big leagues.
Nice one. Yeah, Michelle, I believe, tying with Katie Anderson on the women's snowboarding North American qualifying circuit last year. Both with a lot of points, doing really well, the stand-up performers, but going to the 4th result instead of the usual 3 to decide who qualifies for World Tour. This year it is Michelle Locke. Katie Anderson will probably also get her chance sometime in the future, super solid rider. But Michelle Locke, the veteran, first time back on the World Tour since 2016 and going all the way, look is right, far further than we've seen anyone else go.
Yeah, pretty much direct full line under the start gate, getting into some of that ripply or textured snow, which is actually quite soft.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, so well done there for finding some good snow, Michelle. And she's moving over above those rocks into some exposure. Coming into the main couloir there, ducking under one of those cables.
The drone following her down. Looks like she's found some good snow so far, just enjoying slashing it. You can see it's a bit more shaded, a bit more ripply. That's wind deposit where the wind has blown the snow over the ridge and let it settle there instead of scouring it from the other side.
Yeah, Michelle basically skiing the very... Oh, no. We just got the information that she actually passed through a forbidden zone out of bounds. So
I think that was actually out of the venue and probably the
yes,
reason why none of the other competitors have gone there yet. I think that cable was deemed to be a pretty dangerous place to be riding, especially at speed and with that exposed rock just above it.
That's
so
right.
Michelle taking that crash on that air, unfortunately, probably would have hurt her score anyway, but a DNF and a no score for Michelle today due to going outside. I'm not sure if that was her intention. Maybe she got a little bit lost, but anyway, not the best return for the Michelle had. So that is the women's snowboard field complete for today. And Marianne Erti storming back to top spot again after winning Bec de Ross, the overall title, multiple wins last year, no changes this year. She is right back on top, sitting pretty in the hot seat, and she'll be standing on the top of the podium and prize giving over today.
I got so much fun on this phase and I was super surprised about the quality of the snow, and finally it was so good, and yeah, it was perfect to have fun.
Snowboard women's field wrapping it up, Neil. Of course, Marianne Erti was a big favourite coming into it, and she proved why, taking the win today.
Yeah, that's right. Coming off a crushing season last year, she has not let up at all. Taking home first spot. Second, though, Michaela Davis-Meehan, the rookie.
The rookie from Australia. Absolute surprise for us today. We didn't know what to expect. Stoked to see her here, doing really well in not so easy conditions even, and performing super good for her first Freeride World Tour competition.
That's right, congrats. In third place, we had Erika Vikander out of the USA, the Rookie of the Year from 2018, riding for Peeps, one of the safety sponsors of the Freeride World Tour, showing why she's sticking around on the World Tour. The ski woodman category is one I'm so excited about right now. Elizabeth Gerritsen out of Switzerland, taking the win on Bec de Ross in her home resort of Verbier last year to really push the limits of what we're going to see from the chicks in the Big Mountain Arena. Jaclyn Pollard, second overall in her first year on tour as a rookie, getting Rookie of the Year along with her brother Andrew Pollard with runs like this in Canada last year. Really impressive stuff from the youngster. Arianna Tricomi, such a convincing winner though. In the last 4 years that she's been on tour, she's been in the top 3 every single time. Last year and the year before overall winner. It doesn't look like she's about to let up anytime soon. Our final category of the day, ski woman, and one that I'm looking forward to. The level has just been raising and raising. We saw multiple tricks last year, especially in this first stop, multiple backflips from someone I think you know quite well, for example, Hedwig Wessel.
Hedwig Wessel, that's right. I'm going to be coaching Hedwig this year, but moving on straight away, I want to first give a shout out to the girls who aren't able to be here, Rachel Croft, Maud Best, because they're still out for injury. We have a lot of new faces in the ski women's field, actually.
That's right. Got some rookies, got some hard chargers, qualify through from the USA qualifying tour, as well as Jaclyn Pollard, last year's Rookie of the Year.
That's right. Arianna Tricomi obviously is going to want to be holding on to her amazing last 2 years of victory. So it's going to be a good battle, I think, with the ski women this year.
That's right. We've got Ayana Onizuka coming off a fresh 3-star win and wildcarded back onto the top 2 here in Japan. So looking forward to it. Emma Patterson out of the USA. She has qualified through the Freeride World Qualifying Circuit in North America Region 2. It is a pretty brutal qualifying circuit over there. They're competing inbounds quite often, and it can usually be pretty tough conditions, even icy moguls. So blasting her way through that qualifying circuit, she must be a pretty strong skier. I think she has great technique. And I think that'll suit her well on the venue here today in Japan, Lorraine.
Absolutely. Something that will be new for her is the fact that she has no on-snow inspection. So it will be really interesting to see how she deals with that. Personally, for me, it was one of the most difficult things to learn in competition.
Coming in quick to this top here. No hesitation in skiing down the ridge in the firmer snow. Coming towards the slightly better snow, but still a little bit variable now with a lot of pace.
Yeah, approaching her first feature.
No one's hit this yet either, so Emma opening up a new line as the last category of the day.
Nice.
Stomping it. Really nice little landing in there. Finding the right transition. Coming out fast. Good control. Good fluidity. Linking it up with that hit there. Little cross hill sender.
Moving her way now to actually the horseshoe feature, Neil.
Yeah, this is going to be the first girl that we see going towards the horseshoe feature. We've still got the rest of the women's ski field to come. Might not be the last, but still impressive to see.
Yeah.
Only a few guys going through there. And now
Absolutely.
Emma lining it up and stomping it.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a big tumble. She had that and then, oh, no.
Oh, I really hope that Emma is okay. Going for a bit of a slide now.
Yeah.
Coming out of that really hot and
She
probably hitting some
seems-
variable snow.
Seems to be okay. She's waving her arms. She actually, I feel like she punched through with one ski and then it just high-sided her and she just ended up tumbling down that face, which really gives you an appreciation of how fast you get.
Heavy tomahawk.
Heavy tomahawk.
Looks like it's ripped her bag open and her airbag starting to come out, but she's moving around okay,
Yeah.
giving her head a bit of a rub. Emma Patterson seems to be all right. Probably a bit shaken up after a big crash like that,
Totally
but able to
understandable.
make her way off the course now.
Our next rider up, Jaclyn Pollard from the USA. She was second overall in 2019, Rookie of the Year last year as well, and just bursting on the scene really in such a carefree way and having just the most fun and just doing really well.
And it must be a pretty cool experience to be Rookie of the Year with your brother, both skiing out of Utah, I believe.
Opening a line with that ridge air that's been so popular with a lot of our riders today. Coming into a next feature.
Yeah, that's right. Looking
Yes.
solid. Not super happy with her line last year. I think she had an unimpressive start in Hakuba, but then backed it up with an amazing run in Kicking Horse and just been going strength to strength since then, like
That
this hit.
was super good. That was really controlled.
Skiing with no hesitation, solid in the air, stomping the landing.
Yeah, now coming into the lookers left of the horseshoe feature, airing into that steeper section of the face.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the snow is in there. A couple of people have come unstuck, but Jaclyn riding through with no problem.
Nice. She saw that. Oh, no, Jaclyn.
Jacking a bit of a
She
spread
saw
eagle to
the-
avoid that rock.
Yeah, exactly. But it ended up causing her problems and crashing, unfortunately, in the landing there. Nothing major in terms of the crash, but it's definitely going to hurt her score.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Super solid run until that point. Not seeing that rock until she was in the air, spread eagling to avoid it, and then having to make a turn to the right. Not sure if that's exactly what she planned, but didn't work out for her, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
not
she
the best start in Hakuba for this year for Jaclyn either.
No, she probably, knowing that she's the fourth category today, she probably wanted to take it a little bit differently to all the riders in front of her to avoid the bomb holes. But unfortunately, that rock just ended up being right in her landing. Nevertheless, she is in the finish line with 50 points so far.
That's right. First overall right now, all those 2 riders have gone. We have 8 more.
Next rider in, Hedvig Wessel from Norway. She was on the World Cup in ski moguls for 7 years and has transitioned lightning fast into freeriding, bursting on the scene last year with a massive backflip in Hakuba, the first that was seen actually in the women's ski field. And we are very excited to see what Hedvig has in store for us today.
That's right, the peak performance rider out of Norway. In fact, a mental strength coaching student of yours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, freeride coaching, Neil, her mental strength is, she's such an elite athlete after having spent so many years on a professional level sport. Wow, that was super nice, adding that air into there after her first section and going.
Yes! Hedvig Wessel, huge backy off a feature no one else has hit after 2 cool cross-hill side transfer airs above that. Thought she was going to over-rotate, but managed to put it back to her feet. A little bit of a backslide, maybe?
Yeah, she was a little bit backseat for sure. Now she's coming into the last bottom section.
Big backy from Hedvig.
Big backy from Hedvig.
Just like last year, get the ski girls firing.
Yes. And she has passed the judging line.
Wow. Wow, Hedvig. No one else hit that. It's such a popper. I'm looking back up at it right now with my own eyes, and the landing tracks are so far below the takeoff.
Absolutely. And the snow there is also quite firm. She just nailed that backflip, coming a little bit backseat, but I think the judges will definitely reward that, especially in this category.
Hedvig Wessel sitting first in the hot seat, 80 points.
80 points for Hedvig. Amazing.
The peak performance rider out of Norway, former World Cup mogul skier, showing what she's got in the freeride circuit.
Jessica Hodder, our next rider from New Zealand, Neil. First in the Freeride World Qualify Region 1 last year.
That's right, winning 3 4-stars, which is a perfect score in a World Qualify scenario. Only take your first 3 results, just the same as in the World Tour. So Jess Hodder, super solid skier, used to skiing this kind of snow from the North Island of New Zealand. So I think she's going to have a good chance today, already taking her first air cross-hill below the gate and under the cable.
Yeah, making her way down now to a new part of the, fairly new part of the face as well. You can see the snow is somewhat tricky there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit sun affected, potentially even in a good way by this time of the day, but taking a nice air out of there, finding the tranny on a spot that's hard to do that.
Yeah, and she's probably very cognizant of the fact that she wants to find new fresh snow to be able to land in. That was a nice grab that she showed us there over the snow ridge.
That's right, and charging down this open bottom section now pretty quick. Maybe the fastest lady we've seen in that.
Yeah, showing us some nice racer turns there. Probably like any high-performing Kiwi skier, she has a racing background, maybe even a freestyle background.
Also a ski patrol background.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Another nice grab off the transfer at the bottom. Starting to get a bit bombed out through there.
Actually, a Japan grab, maybe in honor of the venue in Hakuba, Japan here.
Because we're in Japan. Upper Oni, Hakuba Valley, Japan grab. Is the full name. Score for Jess?
You go good?
Score coming in now for Jess Hodder, 61 points, sitting in second place. The Peeps rider out of New Zealand, the ski patroller from Triple Cone Wanaka, showing what she's got here in Hakuba Valley, Japan, Upper Oni Ski Resort. Pretty solid way to start your comp time.
Next rider dropping in, Elisabeth Gerritsen from Switzerland. She was third in Hakuba here last year. She's also one of our more experienced riders in the field now, Neil, because we have so many new faces and such an interesting mix of new riders in the ski women's field.
That's right. She really stepped it up in Verbier last year. The peak performance rider out of Verbier, taking out the win in the finals on her home turf. Really fulfilled potential. I felt like she kind of stepped it up to a new level of things that I thought she was possible but hadn't seen, and now it's showing it again today, just charging down the top section of this venue.
Yeah, that was super nicely done. Airing in, yes, making short work of that feature there.
Really short work and coming out quick. Is she going into the horseshoe cliff the same as Emma Patterson did?
look as left of the horseshoe feature, airing into that steeper face that we've seen a lot of other riders do, moving her way towards the ridge where the good snow is.
Same as Jaclyn Pollard, and also towards those rocks, but over them and a little bit skiers right of them. So well done on the line choice and the angle of takeoff.
Yeah, sending it much deeper there than Jaclyn Pollard did, and therefore finding a good landing, a good transition. Moving super fast. The fluidity is impressive.
Really cool stuff from the little Swiss skier, sending it further than the other girls and already through the finish line.
Very confident run, good skiing. No issues at all with today's snowpack. A pleasure to watch.
That's right.
Be interesting to see what the judges score Elizabeth Gerritsen today.
Big ups.
Score coming in with a second place at the moment with 72 points. Well done, Elizabeth.
Ayana Onozuka, out of Japan, winning the 3-star and getting a wildcard onto the World Tour last year. Unfortunately not re-qualifying, but winning the local 3-star here again this year, showing that she has potential after moving on from a half-pipe career. She has won herself a place as a wildcard in this stop, and if she performs well here today, who knows what the future could bring. Ayana Onozuka on course right now. Japanese rider, as I was saying, former World Cup and Olympic halfpipe skier, changing her focus to freeride now, lining up a top cliff.
Yeah, showing a really nice mute grab on that first feature. Super stylish. Coming into this second featured area.
No hesitation and skiing quick.
Nicely scoped, taking the option of hitting that feature a little bit lower than we've seen, but very smart.
Shutting the speed down before that one as well, and sending it on that one. Really good use of the terrain. We saw Nuria Caston-Baron come unstuck on that by not shutting the speed down enough.
She's moving fast. She did actually a nice shifty in the air. She's just out of sight for me right now, Neil. I hope she's been able to continue through that section.
Yep, coming
she's
out the
back
bottom
in
now.
sight.
Ayana Onozuka having a heater of a run. Really stoked to see that. Unfortunately, she sent an air out of the start gate onto a traverse track last year, 2019 Hakuba FWT. Lost a ski and run was over almost straight away. So this time showing the potential that we knew that she had and absolutely crushing this venue.
Score coming in for Ayana Onozuka right now, 66.67 points, putting her in third place at the moment.
So that's just behind Hedwig and
Elizabeth Gerritsen.
Okay, and just in front of Jaclyn Pollard and
Jessica Hotter.
Okay,
Jessica's in
right
fourth
in the
place at the
field,
moment. That's right.
Got 4 riders left.
Man, I really liked her style. It's so nice to see that playfulness sprinkled in there. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Ayana in future.
Absolutely, me too.
We have Evelina Nilsson dropping in now from Sweden. Evelina back as a wild card. She's been on tour a number of years. She was first in 2000 and... forget that.
She has won the Swedish or Scandinavian Big Mountain Championships in Sweden on multiple occasions, though. She is a super ripping Jedi Knight freeride freestyle skier.
She just bit off a really nice feature in the top there with finding a good landing. And now moving towards her second feature, aiming for the same feature that Hedwig flipped off.
With a big backflip too.
Oh, no.
Seems like an incredibly poppy feature there.
Yeah, very poppy. She actually landed exactly where Hedwig landed, but over-rotated a little bit, just not quite being able to pull it together. But wow. What an impressive move, Evelina, just committing fully to that.
Yeah, pretty sick. I mean,
really sick.
Multiple backflips from the chick skiing today. It's really amazing to see that the level is just going through the roof these last couple of years. Our ski dude, our ski ninja, as we call them, has returned the ski to Evelina now, and she's making her way off the course. Having lost a ski, she will receive no score, unfortunately, today. But she'll be back. It looks like she's doing fine. Her body's not sore from that crash, and she will be looking forward to the kicking horse stop just as much as I am.
Arianna Tricomi, next rider to drop in from Italy. Well known, of course, double world champion. First in 2019 here in Hakuba. She loves playful venues. She's been spinning all over the place here pre-competition, really enjoying actually the fact that there's good visibility, and we are excited to see that style that she's showing right there. A nice grab off the top.
That's right. Ari qualifying in 2015 and then in the top 3 every single year since then. 2-time world champion in the last 2 years, and like you say, with style like that, high safety grab, and now another grab off the middle feature. Cross hill airs seem to be her favorite. Playful, fun, making her way over to the lookers left side of the venue with a 360.
Yes, 360, and actually just putting her bottom down a little bit in the landing, but not really much of an issue there. Continuing on with her fluidity without any problem, crossing over now towards that spine that we've seen so many riders opting for.
Yeah, multiple chicks hitting this one, and Ari stomping it like no other. So playful and fluid, her style. I asked her, hey Ari, do you think there's enough snow that I should use my big skis in Japan?
She's not done yet.
And she said, use big skis every day, man. You're asking the wrong person. Yeah, nice hit on the transfer air, putting a unique style into it. Surfing out down the bottom. We can hear her yelling from here.
Yes.
We can hear how stoked she is from hundreds and hundreds of meters away. Arianna Tricomi putting down a beautiful run for her first comp of the season.
Absolutely. Something that Ari does so well is linking features with fluidity and really milking a venue and making it playful and easy.
Absolutely. Score coming in now for Arianna Tricomi. Second place, 75.33 points, sitting just behind Hedwig Wessel. Good way to start the season off.
Absolutely. I'm sure she'll be happy with that. And so she should be, because she showed us an amazing line, good skiing.
She's there.
Jackie Passo, our next rider from the USA and our most experienced rider. Jackie is known for her huge airs, for her full commitment. She's a rider who's also evolving her skiing. She's been working on her backflips, Neil. Also aware that to be continuing on tour, adding tricks into the game is just really important.
Yeah, that's right. Sending a big backflip at the first stop here in Hakuba 2019 Freeride World Tour. Deciding she was going to retire actually last year, calling it, but then uncalling it and unretiring to return to the World Tour this year. Was stoked to have you back, Jackie.
Oh, nice.
Stomping that, yeah.
That was so well done. No hesitation at all in the takeoff, which is obviously something that judges want to see.
Skiing into it so smoothly.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
And landing it so well. Oh, no. Attempting a 3 there off that ridge, the snow ridge, but I believe she got hooked up with her skis and wasn't able to put down the landing.
Yeah, looked like she caught a ski on takeoff there. Unfortunately, as you were saying, still progressing her skiing. One of the veterans of the Freeride World Tour, but going for the backflip last year, going for 360 this year. Big respect, Jackie. Cool to see you doing that stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it would be easy for her to say, no, that's not my thing, it's not my style, I'll stick with my strength. But no, she's continuing to push herself, which I really have high respect for. It's cool to see, Jackie. Keep it up. You know, it's so awesome to have you on tour, and we're looking forward to what you have in store for us next.
That's right. The first place run that she got in Andorra last year was an absolute pleasure to see. So looking forward to more of the hard charging Jackie style.
Scoring from Jackie Passo, 46 points, putting her in 7th place at the moment. So Hedwig Wessel is still in 1st place, followed by Arianna Tricomi, the reigning world champion.
And Elizabeth Gerritsen, last year's winner from Derbier Bechteros. This is the last rider of the day, Juliette Willmann out of France, Didn't quite requalify last year, but was wildcarded back onto the tour after the retirement of Hazel Birnbaum. I know she's super hungry for it. She's been working on her backflips early season as well. Really strong skier, good racing background, charging out of the start gate down the ridge towards her first cliff.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Straight away into a first cliff, landing super clean, linking turns right after the landing, which is awesome to see. Approaching her second feature here. Wow, what is she going to do?
Lining up a nasty one.
Oh, yeah.
Stomping it and coming out in full control. Steep variable snow, just making it look like it ain't no thing. Cutting back across the ridge as well.
Yeah, which wasn't easy to do, actually. Finding another small air there to take and just continuing to build her line score.
This is a great run from Juliette. What a way to storm back onto the World Tour.
Yeah. She's found some good snow there as well. The bottom section of her run will be really important to be able to beat Hedwig Wessel at the moment, who is in first place. Let's see what she has in store for us.
She can see in this transfer air, it could be the difference. Opting not to, staying on her feet.
Yeah,
lining up something else maybe. Nah, making turns into the finish. I think she's just happy with the top section of her run. And why wouldn't you be? That was a heater.
Absolutely. And creative too. You know, biting off a lot with going into that kind of scary looking section of her second feature, which also doesn't have the most steepest landing. So
I love the fact that the last rider of the day can ski a whole new line.
Absolutely.
Score coming in now for Juliette Willmann, 69 points and a 4th place for the French rider in her first competition back on the Freeride World Tour.
I feel like if Juliette had have added another feature at the bottom, it would have definitely helped her score out. Judges are looking for something going on in your line at all times from top to bottom. So we have the final standings here. Hedwig Wessel in first place. Second place is Arianna Tricomi from Italy, and third place Elisabeth Gerritsen.
That's right.
Awesome girls. You!
I'm sure you're pretty stoked about that first place with a friend and a student of yours, someone that you're coaching for Freeride.
Absolutely,
taking out the win
I
with
am.
a big backflip.
Nice one, nice one, Hedwig.
Followed up by
such
the
a good way to
defending
start
champ.
the season.
Yeah. Big backflips, threes from the girls. Arianna Tricomi taking second place, defending her World Tour title, and Elisabeth Gerritsen showing even more of her potential after a win in the last comp in Verbier, taking another podium here in Hakuba.
We have 4 girls throwing tricks down from 10 actually in the ski women's field. That shows how the field is progressing and the direction we're moving in future as well, Neil.
Damn, ladies.
Well, I was super nervous, honestly. But I took 3-4 small hits, and then I did a pretty big backflip in the middle of the face. And yeah, it was good.
Let's hear it for the girls!
That's awesome.
Wow, what a comp to get the season started. Hakuba, Japan has served it up. Beautiful weather. Snow was a little bit variable and the visibility is coming in and out at times, but the riders absolutely crushed it. Multiple chicks doing tricks. That's impressive.
It
Guys
is
throwing
impressive.
it down too.
Yeah, thanks for the awesome show. It was so amazing to see. We will see you in Kicking Horse Golden BC for the next stop from the 6th to the 12th of February. We're looking forward to it.
Stay
Bye.
tuned.
Oh.
Welcome to the second stop of the Freeride World Tour here in Kicking Horse Golden BC.
Gonna go a bit crazy.
What's going on?